Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I'm your host, Clay Emo Canuck Clay. I am back in my familiar surroundings of my home studio after Canucks After Dark last night at my office, and I'm happy to be here with you tonight on this Tuesday night, April the 1st. I am your favorite Canucks April Fool, here to do a show for you for 40 minutes before I have to rush off to my church, because Tuesday night is my prayer hour starting at midnight. So moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thank you for your support as always. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be watching anyone else, doing anything else, getting ready for work, school, or better, all three. But the fact that you're here with me, know how much I always appreciate you and how much I never, ever, ever, ever take you for granted. So this is how you get involved tonight. You can subscribe, you get active in the chat section, get notified of my videos. You can like the video, like the fact that we're together, like the fact that the Canucks didn't lose tonight. Well, they didn't play. Like the fact that, there's not much to like, actually, aside from Rick Tocchet did a nice 10.5-minute media session. So we're going to talk about that today. And then I like the fact that we continue to build such a wonderful, strong, supportive Canucks community here on YouTube. You can leave a donation, get the donation train out of the station. You can gift a membership. You can buy a membership. You can upgrade your own membership. You can use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Welcome, everyone. It's Tuesday night, so a couple nuances for Tuesday that many of you that have been on here for a long time know already. This is my shortest show of the week. It's only 40 minutes because I do have to get to my church by midnight. And Tuesday night is also bowling night. So I'm going to give you an update. I'm going to give you a 2-minute update on my bowling. So if you don't care about my bowling, you just plug your ears or just pretend that you're interested. I can't see your reaction anyways, but I will tell you, 2 weeks ago, I had my worst bowling week. 2 weeks ago, I had my best bowling week in a long time. Last week, I had my worst bowling week. And tonight, back to being a good bowler. Tonight was the last night of regular season. And happy to tell you that we made the A side. So basically, picture 20 teams in our league. The first half of the season, the first 6 weeks, 4 teams made the A side. We were not one of them. We were actually 14th, so we were nowhere close. Then the standings reset. And the second half of the week, the next 6 weeks, they take another top 4 teams. And we were one of those top 4, so that's 8. And then they take 2 wild cards. Yes, we have wild cards too. And those are 2 teams that have the next highest combined score for the 12 weeks. So if you follow all that, coming into tonight, we were in 4th place. And we maintained our 4th place showing with a 36-14 win. So we got 36 points, secured us. My games were 150, 199, 177, and 178. Very consistent. So that average, 704 total, average of 176. Our leadoff, she beat her opponent of 3 games to 1 plus total. So she got 8 points. I only beat my opponents 2 out of the 4 games, but he beat me in total because he bowled an amazing 260. And I don't mind losing to this guy. This guy's good. So I only got 4. And then our anchor also won 3 out of his 4 and total. So he got 8. So picture 8 for my leadoff, 4 for me, 8 for my captain. So that is 20 points. And then of the 4 games, which are each worth 4 points, and then total points for all 4 games is worth another 4, we won 3 of the 4 games plus total, so 16 team points. So added up, we had 20 individual points, 16 team points. So we beat our other team 36-14. I contributed, although by points wise, I was the worst, but I always have the tough matchups because I'm in the middle. I shouldn't really be a middle. All to say, next week it's playoffs. And we are on the A side. So we'll be, that means the A side just means there's more money to be won. And we give it every week. We pay money to play, and then we pay money into our prize fund. So I hopefully I'll have a really good update for you next Tuesday It's telling you that we placed really well, but I don't know. We're probably going to be seated like 7 or 8 out of the 10. But at least we made the A side because our whole team bowled very well. And that's it. That's my bowling update. Thank you for sticking with it. And even when I was doing that, we got a couple donations, maybe because they just wanted me to stop talking about bowling. But let's do it. We start with Knuckleback, always one of the first ones to leave a donation. So let's give some love to Knuckleback in the chat. So Knuckleback gets the donation train out of the station. Thank you for the $2 donation. Knuckleback says, I indeed can leave a donation. So I indeed am very grateful. Thank you, Knuckleback. And then we have the line change. One of my newest best friends on here. Thanks for being here, line change. $3 donation. Blues have won 10 in a row. I know Abby Canucks have won 10 in a row. With all due respect to Manny Malhotra and the Abbotsford Canucks, I would love it if this was reversed and that the Vancouver Canucks had won 10 in a row and that the St. Louis Blues AHL affiliate had won 10 in a row. But you got to give props to both teams. If we're going to give props to the Abbotsford Canucks for winning 10 in a row, then it's even more impressive that the St. Louis Blues have done it, and basically they've secured their playoff spot. Unfortunately, to our not demise, but I'm trying to think of the opposite word of benefit. Detriment. That's the word I was looking for. To our detriment. So thank you, line change, for your donation. And then we have RSA with the $20 Swedish krone. I have no clue how much this is, even though I've been to Sweden. I think it's probably like $1 or $2, right? So thank you, RSA. You guys should support CBJ now. We are so close. Well, I'm not going to make anyone support anyone, but yes, they are in a very similar precarious place in the standings as well. So let's give some love to RSA in the chat. Oh, but my friends, thank you, RSA, but we ain't done. We're going back to the line change, who leaves another donation of $2.79, says, was just thinking that too. I think you're talking about, wish it was the reverse, right? Canucks winning 10 in a row and the St. Louis Blues affiliate winning 10 in a row. So let's give another shout out. Thank you to the line change for yet another donation. Amazing. So thanks to all of you for the great start when it comes to donations. I'm going to talk a bit about the scores. I'm going to talk a bit about the standings, talk a bit about the Canucks, what Rick Tocchet had to say, and then I will throw it to all of you for your questions and your comments. So you're welcome to type in your questions, your comments now, but I'm not going to get to them. I'm going to do a reset at my mid-show sponsor read. Thank you. So it is $3. That is awesome. Joshua, I'm going to say this, and I'm sure Joshua won't mind me saying this. And then Joshua said, I want a shout out. So give $10 and you know where you get the money. You don't have to give me anything, Joshua, because I want to tell a really nice story about Joshua. Okay. So Joshua contacted me last night. Everyone knows Joshua, a great fan of the show. And he basically said he had tickets. He purchased tickets to tomorrow night's game against Seattle, but he can no longer make it. And he basically was going to give them to me to give away on the stream, which was very generous of him. And he was basically going to take a loss on his tickets so we could bless someone in the stream, which was very generous of him. But then I actually got a friend of mine who was looking for tickets and said, hey, do you have a pair of tickets that you can sell me for tomorrow night? So I talked to Josh about this, and I said, I can either tell this guy no and still give away your tickets and thank you for your generosity, or I could make you a bit of money back because you were so generous, willing to eat the cost. Why don't I see if I can sell them, get you some money back, and then I'll do a giveaway of my own later this week. So we ended up going with that route. And if my potential buyer ended up jamming on me, Joshua was more than willing to donate the tickets. So I guess in a funny way, I'm giving props to Joshua because of his generosity. Yet I'm basically telling you that we were going to have a ticket giveaway now, but we're not. But it's okay. I gave away a pair of tickets on Sunday night. I wanted to highlight Joshua's generosity. So let's give some love to Joshua in the chat. That's not a backhanded compliment. It's a front-handed no, it's not even a front-handed. It's a front-facing compliment because Joshua is always so generous and he was willing to give away his tickets. But I was actually happy that that I was able to get him something back. So, if you guys, for those of you that sell tickets or at least not play the game of selling and buying tickets, for some people it hasn't been easy. And although I appreciate generosity, I also wanted to help Joshua out a bit, even though he didn't ask for it at all. So just to be clear, it's not like he was saying, Clay, I'm only giving this if you can't sell it, but please try and sell it for you. It's quite the opposite, actually. He said, give it away and I don't want anything for them. So there we go. Really quickly, Coach Rob and Shannon are in Parksville. Nice. Irvin remembers Joshua from Rob Fay Nation. Yes. That was a fun show. I was actually on, I don't know if you guys remember, I was actually on his show once when we were talking about the birth of the thumbs up meme a couple years ago. Yes. Kudos to Joshua for sure. Forehand versus backhand tortilla techniques. Yeah, we can that could be a topic for sure. Hey Trev, hope you're doing well. I've been watching your stuff. Keep your head up. You're doing providing some pretty good, clear, concise commentary for sure. Hito out for the season, making standing pat at the deadline look bad. I wouldn't say that. We obviously did not anticipate him getting hurt. And if you look at the big picture, you're saying we bolstered our D with Marcus Pettersson. We have some potential in Hito. But I've said all along, the minute you guys agree to me, our goaltending is good, our defense is solid, and that's without Villander. And then we got to spend all of our money in the offseason on forwards. Nice to see all you guys here. And before I get to the scores and standings, want to give some love to the legend himself, who's going to be very involved in the Canucks game. But let me just do this first. It's a goal horn that he actually designed, which is pretty cool. So let's give some love to legendary Lucas Gates with the big $20 donation and out. Huh? I think that's supposed to be in and out, but you're giving $20. You say whatever you want, Lucas. And out. But happy World Autism Day on April 2nd. I'm super glad to be an autism advocate and a proud member of your Vancouver Canucks. I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. Anyway, it's a long day tomorrow. Pacific Autism Family Network and then Rogers Arena. Yes, I'm not sure your complete involvement tomorrow, Lucas, but we all appreciate the work that you do for the autism community. I know you're a very proud member of it. And you're getting national awards and you are being recognized, and rightfully so. And I was able to spend that great time with you at the game last month and see you in action as well. And it's always a great time. So Lucas, whatever your role is tomorrow, good luck. Good luck with the game. I sadly cannot be there because it's Wednesday night. Got to take care of some things at my church with the religious education program. But and then I think I have a dinner to go to, so I might not even be able to chance to watch the game. But we'll figure it out. I'm sure I'll get the skinny or get the fat. If you're talking about me, I'll get the skinny before tomorrow night's live stream, and we will go from there. So shout out to Lucas for his great work in the autism advocacy world, and thank you very much for the donation, Lucas. Okay. You're out of here. Awesome. No problem. Thanks for popping in. Good luck tomorrow. All right. That's a hit and run, or donate and go, or in and out. That didn't sound right. Let's look at the scores from tonight. You can tell I'm in a good mood despite where the Canucks are in the standings. I'm kind of resigned to it, and you guys know that. It's not I'm giving up, but I'm also very realistic, and that's not being negative. I'm just being realistic, because when you see what happened tonight, you'll see exactly what I mean. Okay, here we go. The Capitals beat the Bruins, notable by Ovechkin scoring goal number 891. I think he's 4 away, right, from breaking it. That's amazing, breaking the record. Montreal, huge 2 points, beating the Panthers. Sabres beating the Senators. Senators, I think, are pretty safe, though. Then we have the Predators, who suck. Blue Jackets, I'm sure RSA is happy about that. 8-4. The Lightning beat the Islanders, put a dent in their playoff hopes 4-1. Oh my gosh, you guys, St. Louis. They scored with 29 seconds left, and then they score in overtime. So they were 29 seconds away from losing, but instead they've won 10 in a row. You have to give them props. And part of my bleak playoff assessment of the Vancouver Canucks chances are because teams like St. Louis are winning 10 in a row. You had Utah beat Calgary, which is probably pretty good. I don't think Utah's going to catch Vancouver, and Calgary is ahead of Vancouver, so that was a good result. Oilers take down the Knights. Interesting. Take down the Knights. Sharks lose to Anaheim in the battle of the sucky California teams. And then the Kings take down the Jets, which is not good for my fantasy pool with Connor Hellebuck. But the Kings, they're rolling, and I think they're going to be a handful for Edmonton in the first round. So, my friends, we are looking now at the standings. Let's say who cares about the East, but I'm actually going to look at the East real quick. So I love this race in the Atlantic Division, Toronto, Tampa, and Florida. Basically, if Toronto doesn't win the division, they're going to have to face one of Tampa or Florida. I don't like their chances. So that's fascinating. Washington's basically got their division sewn up. Carolina, there's no way they're going to get caught. So 1-2 is set in the Metro. And then we have Ottawa too far behind Florida. So Ottawa will be fourth in the Atlantic, but I think they're going to make it. And then still a great battle. Montreal, 79 points in 74. Columbus, 77 in 73. So they win their game in hand. They're tied. And then Rangers, 77 and 74. Detroit, 75 and 74. So they're Detroit, Islanders falling off a little bit. Rangers still within striking distance. They're technically only one game behind the Montreal Canadiens. And then Columbus Blue Jackets have a chance to make it even more interesting. All right, we go to the West. Look at Dallas. They're only 4 points behind Winnipeg with a game in hand. So Winnipeg may not necessarily win the Western Conference, which would be quite fascinating. Then you got Colorado comfortably in third. Although St. Louis, no, I don't think St. Louis is going to catch up to them because Colorado's still 6-2-2 in the last 10. Then you have Vegas opening up, and look, LA is past Edmonton. So I think they're destined to meet each other in their first round. It just matters who's going to have home ice advantage. And now look at this. St. Louis has passed Minnesota for the first wildcard spot. So basically they're trying to get a date with Vegas instead of with Winnipeg or Dallas. However, Minnesota does have a game in hand. And then Calgary with their loss, they are now equal in games with Vancouver and only 1 point ahead of us. And then Utah with their win is 1 point behind Vancouver, but they have one game in hand. But honestly, who cares who's behind us right now? We care about who's in front of us. So I'll put up this graphic one more time. And you guys might say, yeah, I don't know what you're saying. So I'm going to take the Minnesota Wild. Minnesota and St. Louis, they have the exact same points percentage of 0.586. So 0.586 times 82 times 2. 96 now is the playoff bar. So instead of the sad truth, presuming the playoff bar is 95 points, the Canucks will need to go 7-1 to have a chance to make the playoffs. I'm going to say I think the playoff bar is 96 now. That means the Canucks got to get 15 points in their final 8. So they have to go... No, they can't even go 6-1-1. They got to go 8-0 now. They have to go 8-0. They got to run the table. That's presuming that Minnesota and St. Louis. It doesn't mean they even win all their games outright. It means they continue at the same points percentage. I know there are a couple people who are saying, "Oh, Clay, you're writing the Canucks off on Sunday night there because I projected a 95-point playoff bar." And remember, just because the Canucks win 6 or 7 in a row, it doesn't mean St. Louis or Minnesota will falter. Maybe they go on a 8-game losing streak, which I doubt, but it also doesn't mean they're going to stop winning either. So that's why we use point projections. Because you can't simply just go on a whim and say, "Oh, I think St. Louis is going to start. They're going to lose their final 6 games, and they're just going to end up with 89 points." I don't think that's how it works. You can't say, "Oh, Minnesota's going to lose their last 7, so they're going to wind up with 88 points." So all the Canucks have to do is win 5 of the last 8, and they'll have 91 points, and they're in. It doesn't work like that. You have to use the extrapolated points percentage. Okay, Rick Tocchet spoke to the media 10 and a half minutes today. And he spoke, I'd say, about everything. They pressed him about the rumors that he was offered a contract and he rejected it. He said, "I'm not going there. I'm focused on beating Seattle tomorrow." They talked about the fact that did the Canucks exercise their option to sign him for 1 more year at the same salary, but they can still negotiate. He, again, denied comment, said, "I'm focused on Seattle." Then he talked about the injuries. Philip Hedl said it's unlikely. I'm betting against him playing again this season. He didn't say his career is over. We know this is Philip Hedl's 5th concussion, which stinks for the guy. Like, I feel so bad for him. But don't expect to see Philip Hedl in the lineup by the end of this year. So I think he's a 0%. I think PD's a 50% or maybe 60%. Said he skated 1 or 2 times, upper body injury. It wasn't the faceoff that did it. You guys let me know. I didn't see what happened to him, but apparently he got checked hard in the corner, a corner battle, and then he aggravated something and he took that faceoff. Only skated 1 or 2 times since his injury and has been in discomfort. Then we're talking, went on to say, he's day to day and you expect day to day players to play or at least have a chance to play. So I don't know if that was a subtle dig at PD or maybe it wasn't a dig at all. It was just 2 independent thoughts. So I put Pettersson as 50% before we see him by the end of the year. I think maybe a bit higher. I think maybe near the end of the season, but definitely not now. And then Niels Höglander was practicing today, which is good, in a non-contact jersey. So expect him not to be ready for tomorrow against Seattle. But there's 2 more days before Anaheim on Saturday. So I expect to see Höglander in on Saturday. So that means the Canucks were basically practicing with the same lineup that they've been playing with over the past 3 games. However, they split Hughes and Hronek up. So it's Hughes with Myers and Marcus Pettersson with Hronek, and then you had Forbert with Mancini, and then DPD was the extra skater on D. Niels Höglander was extra forward, but once again, we know he's in a non-contact jersey. Thatcher Demko also spoke. People were asking him about what are you playing for now? What's the next 8 games going to look like? And he was adamant that he just was focusing on winning, 1 game at a time. They need help, but you can only control what you can control. All the cliches that we're used to hearing. Was pressed about, did he agree, disagree, have any input on the way they played Lankinen against Columbus on Sunday, and then on Friday, and then Demko against Winnipeg on Sunday. So Columbus on Friday, Winnipeg on Sunday, as opposed to reversing it and letting Demko try and go for a 3rd straight win, feeling hot. And he goes, talk makes the decisions, no comment. So I read from his body language and the way he answered that he wasn't happy with the decision, but ultimately you got to win the games that you play. Okay. So I'm missing what Joshua was saying about a video. So Joshua says, make sure to like the video. I think if we get enough likes, people could be in for a treat tonight. I don't even know what that means. And I might have missed a bunch of other stuff, but that sounds exciting. Whatever it is, that sounds exciting. I probably missed a bunch of things earlier because I didn't even look. I've just been blabbing for the last 10 minutes. Last thing I'll say, and I should probably talk about this because I titled it, what are the Canucks playing for? Well, they're still playing to keep their playoff hopes alive. Very, 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 very small chance, but they're not mathematically eliminated. Actually, I'll be honest. When I said it would be great if the Blues lost their remaining 6 games and Minnesota lose the remaining 7, and then they get stuck at 89 to 88 points. It's certainly not realistic, but that does then forge a path for the Canucks to make the playoffs. But you're asking like both those teams to not win a final game, and if they play each other, then for sure one of them has to win. Anyways, I was just being not facetious, but kind of just even give myself some more optimism. Line change. Becomes a franchise member, which is awesome. Let's give Line Change some love in the chat. No, I'm confused. I thought the line change, I thought you were a member already from last week, but maybe you gave a couple donations instead, but I thought you were already a member, but I'm happy to have you as a franchise member. Thank you for your support. And I will check out your channel. I haven't yet, admittedly, but I will make sure that I do so. And then Joshua says, make sure to like the video. I think if we get enough likes, people could be in a treat tonight for the live stream. I mean, huh? I don't know what's going on. I'm not very smart. I'm not very smart at all. Okay. So maybe I will throw to you after my mid-show sponsor read for the last 15 minutes. What do you think the Canucks are playing for? I'll throw some out there. They could be playing for young guys from Abbotsford. Early audition for next year. Carlson, Amon, Ratu, DPD, Lekaramaki. There's 5 I named right there. Veterans like Dakota Joshua could be looking to find his game after a very tumultuous season. Suter could be he's trying to up his contract value with every single goal, with every single shift. Top line. Besser is trying to make sure, hey, I'm still worth something. Derek Forbert, if it's not here, he's trying to up his value. So there's all those things. I think Demko wants confidence in the way he's playing. Quinn Hughes probably wants a break. So I'm going to ask you what the Canucks are playing for in the second half of the season. Oh, it was it was donations last week, line change. I appreciate you. No, there's no CCC show last night. I put it up on my community tab because I went out for dinner and I wasn't going to get home in time. I decided to do the Canucks After Dark from my office, and I didn't want to get stuck in my office for another hour and then getting home like at 12:30. So I decided to cancel the show. I was fine. There's 2 days off between games. There's no media availability, so there wasn't actually a lot to talk about last night. Adrian, are you rooting? Are you joining from the Philippines? That is awesome. I love it when people join from vacations, from cruise. I've had people on a cruise join. I've had people from an airplane join, people from around the world. But thank you. And last thing, and then I'll get to my Mitchell sponsor read. I don't know about you guys, but no matter how bad the Canucks do, I never root for a loss in draft position. You know, Irvin, you might have been around where before when the Canucks were even worse. I can't even say the word TANK. I cannot say, maybe if I'm talking about a fish tank, that's okay. If I'm talking about a battle tank, that's okay. But I can never use the word in talking about the Vancouver Canucks. I just don't, there's no guarantee. And I'm not stupid. I get that every draft position, every position in the standings that you drop, it helps your odds. Like I get that. I just don't think that that's a viable thing to do, especially when you have guys who are proud. They're proud athletes. They're the best athletes in the world. In Quinn Hughes' case, one of the best players in the world. You can't tell me that you can go to them and say, hey, we're not going to play you as much. We're going to make some weird strategic decisions just so we can get a better chance at a higher draft pick. And Jerry, I don't know who you are, but I think you're very smart. So let's give some hype. Let's give the love to Jerry. I appreciate you, Jerry. Okay, let's do my Mitchell sponsor read. And then that probably leave only about 10 or 12 minutes for questions and comments. We start off by thanking my primary sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts. Thank you to my channel sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts Real Estate. At Van City Experts, their experience, knowledge, and expertise can serve you well in navigating through the real estate market and will help you to choose the best home or condo in the Greater Vancouver area that best suits your and your family's needs. Thank you to my secondary sponsor, Coach Patrick Liu, Weight Loss Coach. You can check him out at coachpatrickliu.com/clay and receive a free 5-day workout when you do so. Thank you to Gassy Jack Art, maker of that fine artwork. I've reconnected with Gassy Jack, and he's going to send me some new prints, which I'm very excited about. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay. Receive a free pair of socks of your next purchase of Vessi shoes. Thanks to everyone who's purchased Canuck Clay merch. You can do so at canuckclay.threadless.com. I appreciate your support. Don't forget, these are the ways that you can get involved tonight. Subscribe. You can like the video. You can leave a donation like some of you have done already. You can gift a membership. You can buy your own membership like Line Change is done. You can upgrade your own membership. You can use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, you can rate and review. Finally, my shows this week, as they go deeper and deeper, these shows, as we get deeper in the week, this graphic gets a little bit smaller. But yes, I will do a show tomorrow night at 11 p.m. It'll be Canucks versus Kraken post-game show. And then on Thursday, I'll do my CCC at 11 p.m. And we're going to do a giveaway. I'm not sure if it's Canucks tickets yet. Maybe Van Base, maybe McDonald's gifts. I'm just kidding. It's usually either Canucks tickets or Van Base, or maybe Amazon. That's kind of, or maybe it's dealer's choice or your choice, winner's choice. But I will be doing a giveaway because we triggered the high five on Sunday night. We had a donation. We had someone buy a membership. We had someone upgrade their own membership. We had someone use their monthly membership message, and we had someone gift a membership. So because of that, you know, I never, it doesn't trigger the donation for the same night or the giveaway because I have to prepare for it. So Thursday night will be the giveaway. Okay. Let's go now. I will do your questions starting now. So anything else that you typed before, God bless you, but I'm not going to read it because I only got 10 or 12 minutes. I'm really asking you, what are the Canucks playing for? If the 2024-25 season ends without making the playoffs, what would the season for the Canucks be remembered as? I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus. I think there's some bad luck for sure, but they admit plenty of opportunities to make the playoffs or to not give up 3-goal leads. So I will remember this season as disappointing. I think that's the word I will use, given what happened last year and the playoff excitement. But I'm not ragging on the coaches or any players in particular. I think it was disappointing, but with some very, very extenuating circumstances. How's that? How's that for a bunch of big words? With Abby Canucks winning 10 straight, if Tocchet isn't back as head coach next season, would Manny Malhotra be a potential replacement option? Yes, I think I don't want to speculate too much, Rain, but we've talked on this channel a lot about often promoting from within is better, and I think the Canucks have a head coach in waiting, whether it's next year or in a few years down the road. I think Manny Malhotra could be a really good NHL coach. Did you hear that Macklin Celebrini had his car hit by the Rangers team bus? Seems like minimal damage, but still the bus driver. Yes, I did see some video footage of that. Should the Canucks rest Quinn if we lose tomorrow? No, Edmund, I don't think. I think you can go to him and you can play him less. That's for sure. Rick Tocchet was interesting. He said that I know they're trying to keep their minutes down, but he's so good. Obviously, he's one of the best players in the world, and they're at least trying to work on his deployment. Offensive zone faceoffs, you want him there. Defensive zone faceoffs, not as much, because oftentimes you win the draw and then you get pounded in the board. So I don't think they're going to rest him, but I think they could play him less. How's that? Carol says this season has been stressful, disappointing, and nerve-wracking. That is fair. What's this season would have gone like if the Miller trades before the season started? Yeah, great question, Joey. Who knows? Who knows? Do you have more time for Hito to get acclimated? Do you have more time to figure out that you might need actually an upgrade at 2C? Great point. Sorry to say that they are not making the playoffs. I agree. And I believe there will be a big trade during the offseason and a package including EP40. Yeah, White Owl, that's so tough to say. I have time for your thoughts, your argument for sure. Not even arguing, your thought, your point of view. I just don't know if you're ever going to recoup good value for EP40. I think they're grooming Manny to be a future head coach of the Canucks. That's totally fair. Line change. Reality check. Teams aren't calling for Kudryavtsev or Klimovich. They want our top prospects. Yes. I think the only names that you've heard are Verlander and Lekkerimäki, or Lettermäki if you're Rick Tocchet. What's your level of excitement for the Ovi goal record countdown? Rain, and Amelia, I'm not very excited. I know it's history in the making, and I'll probably get excited when he gets to within 2 or 3 away, which will probably be in the next 2 or 3 days or 2-3 games. And it's not because I don't like Gretzky. I know a lot of people have been ragging on him for his affiliations and such, but I still respect everything that Gretzky has done for the game. And I think I'll get more excited as it happens, but really I haven't been following it. I just know because I hear that Ovechkin scored again kind of thing. Do you think the Canucks trade this year's first round pick? No, I don't. Although it could be an asset if you're trying to package, but yeah, I never thought about that, Gurman. I guess given that the draft is weak, the Canucks are going to be picking right in the middle. That feels like a pick that they could trade. Maybe they don't care about the reputation that they don't keep first round picks because you want to keep it next year. God forbid if we don't play well. But that's a great question. I could see an argument for doing so. Shannon thinks Tocchet's going to stay. I'm with you. How's Canucks going to do in the next couple of games? They should win. It's Seattle and Anaheim. Let the young guys get top minutes and top roles in special teams, get a head start in camp for next year. Shut EP40 down for the year and let Hughes rest too instead of playing him 30 minutes a night. I have no problem with anything you said there, Justin. Does anyone want a pair of tickets to the San Jose game? We keep talking about giveaways, so let's do it. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So Joshua, let me talk. Our plan for tonight, maybe we just bump that to Thursday then. So yeah, because I don't think you're asking me to launch a giveaway in the next 5 minutes and have it done. So Josh, and then tomorrow night will be a post game. So Joshua, let's you and I chat about maybe doing this on Thursday night. Thank you, Joshua, for your generosity. Joshua just wants to give tickets away. What a guy. I feel like Canucks need to play to maintain the culture set by management. Standards and expectations need to be set and met to maintain a winning atmosphere to set the tone for next year. I agree with that. And if young players are part of that, so be it. I do not think Juleson will play for us again because with Mancini and Verlander, if Verlander signs a contract, and then Hronek and Myers, you have 4 already on the right side. I just think you can find a player like Juleson anywhere. I don't know when the Final Four ends in NCAA. You might want to look it up, Fangirl. I just don't know off the top of my head. Teams probably want DPD. Yeah. This season will be remembered for dysfunction, poor hockey, and no team unity. That's strong, but possibly true. If we don't give out top prospects, it always comes down to first rounders. This also halts progression. That is fair too. Our prospect pool is better than it was, say, 5 years ago when Hughes and Petey were the only bright spots. You're going to the Abbotsford game on Friday. Awesome, Cindy. Could be able to get their 2C with that first round pick and maybe a winger. I prefer 2C. Yeah, and then, it's funny, and I've talked about this for the last 3 weeks, and other people are saying this too, is with Pius Suter, we all presume that they weren't going to re-sign him, but is he kind of what they need? And when you re-sign Suter between $4 and $4.5 million, doesn't constantly robbing our future halt our progression? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. I want it. Oh, you mean those tickets? Yeah, but don't you live? Do you live in San Jose? I think he's talking about the game here, though. SGA. Do you have a chance to say thank you for the tickets last stream? And very excited to go to the game. I missed you when you mentioned you'll be sending the tickets. Yeah, Daniel, you won tickets to the Saturday game, right? Yeah, I got your email. I just want to confirm you won tickets to the Saturday game, so I will send it to you over the next couple of days for sure. And I did get your email, Daniel. Thank you. If Toga doesn't return as good as Malhotra being down in Abbey, the last thing this core and team needs is another rookie coach. That's true. As good as Malhotra has been, he's not coached in the NHL before. We are in the mushy middle. Are you talking about me? Oh, no. Not losing enough to get top prospects and not enough to trade to get top players. Mushy middle is the worst place to be. Hey, SGA, will you participate in an NHL playoff bracket when the playoffs start? Adrian, I'm going to do my playoff confidence pool. I don't do a traditional bracket. That's fine, but I like to be more creative. And I've developed my own pool, which had over 100 entries last year. So yes, I will, and I'll especially the Canucks aren't playing. I'll have a lot of time to share this. So I will be doing my own confidence pool. Put it in the chat. Give yourself a shout out if you were in my confidence pool last year. If Toggett returns next season, how much rope does he get if they have a slow or mediocre start? Well, it depends. If they sign him to like a multi-year contract, at least 2 or 3 years, I think he's going to have a lot of rope, to be honest with you. You would re-sign Suter? At what price? Good question. Okay, good. Daniel, I'll send it to you tomorrow or Thursday. What playoff matchup are you looking for in the West and East? I'm going to be very intrigued by Florida-Tampa, if that's a first-round matchup. And I'm going to be very intrigued by whatever the Central Division, like Colorado versus Dallas or Colorado versus Winnipeg. That intrigues me more than LA versus Edmonton, to be honest with you. You could take a flight. Yes, you could do whatever you want, SGA. Google says Frozen 4 is April 10 and 12. Okay. Malhotra knows the Abbey call-ups better than most NHL coaches. A head start? Absolutely. He's working with them right now. Bruce and Toggett weren't rookie coaches. Yeah, and you saw how the Bruce one turned out for sure. 4 to 4.5 says the line change. You're in? You're in where? Oh, can we expect a playoff prediction video? You can expect it. Whether I do it. Oh, sorry. That's what you're asking. Am I going to do one? Yeah, probably. But I don't usually do those kind of videos, but maybe I will this year. I still say a success season no matter what happens. That's fair. Hey, Mark. I also say if Toggett doesn't want to stay or doesn't stay, we also don't want coaches that got let go like that. Yes. Well, I talked to your buddy, Coach Rob, who loves Jay Woodcroft. Do you think management, primarily Alvin and JR, are partly to blame? Seems like this year there are more fires to put out on leaks than when they first got the job. It wasn't perfect. I don't think they handled the Miller thing well, but I'm certainly not going to blame them for our season. Yeah, I think they did okay with the trades. I didn't like the way the Miller Pettersson situation festered, but I didn't mind the return we got on the trades. I have a great sense of, yeah, people say I'm funny looking. Might go 4.75, but no higher. That's fair. Canucks had their 2025 number one pick, but traded a number one pick they acquired from the Rangers to the Pens. That is true. To get Marcus Pettersson, right? Came here late, but thoughts on Malhotra taking the coaching job? Yeah, no problem, Mark. We were just talking about that. Some are saying he knows the prospects well. He's, you're promoting from within. Former Canucks player. Awesome. Others say we don't want another rookie NHL coach. I think Hito will be shut down. PD maybe, but that's it that I can think of. All right, last ones. Suter or Sam Bennett for 2C. I like Sam Bennett. I didn't before, but I like him now after 4 Nations. If Suter's 4.5 versus Bennett, 6.6 times 6.3. Yeah, I think Bennett has a higher ceiling, but that's why you're going to pay him $2 million more, right, Rain? 2 million. 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 2 Miller was trying to get Petey going, but in the wrong way. And last two, if the Canucks held their first round pick from JT Miller trade and we used it and other assets, would Norris be a Canuck right now? Yeah, that's true. He went for something like that, right? I do like Josh Norris. Quinn Hughes can apologize for cross-checking me on the boards. And last one, aside from Hughes, who would you consider an untouchables for this team? None. There are guys that I don't want to trade, but I would not call anyone else untouchable. Last question. What are your thoughts on Crazy P? In my opinion, we should deal him for future considerations. Gerby, I like Crazy P. I know Patrick quite well. We message each other. I've been on 2 trips with him, one to Vegas, one to Seattle. I respect the job he does. It's not an easy job. I see the abuse he takes. And I know he's got a very, and this isn't why I like him, but he's got a healthy respect for me, what I do, my platform, how I use it. And he messaged me and affirms me as so. So I do like him. Sherwood untouchable. He's great, but I still don't think he's untouchable, but you got to factor in contracts and everything too. So he has been good. All right. Time for me to go. It's Tuesday night. Thank you for being here. Thank you for understanding that it's my quick show. Thank you for supporting me and living with my bowling updates. I'm in a good mood because we made the A side. I'm on the A side. So I'll let you know how that goes next Tuesday. Moderators, thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Members, legendary Lucas Gates, who's going to be a big part of the autism awareness advocacy night tomorrow night, the Canucks game, which is awesome. Andrew Chang, thank you, legends. Thank you, Hall of Fame members. Thank you, franchise members, for your support. And thanks to all of you for watching, liking, subscribing. On your way out, like the video, subscribe. You can leave a late donation if you care to do so. Thanks to my sponsors, Advanced City Experts Real Estate, Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. And thanks to everyone who were so generous tonight. Knuckleback, $2 donation. Line Change, $3 donation. RSA with what equates to about a $3 donation. Line Change, another $3 donation. Legendary Lucas Gates with a massive $20 donation. And Line Change becomes a franchise member as well. Don't forget, I got a show at 11 p.m. tomorrow night. And then I have an 11 p.m. show on Thursday night, which, depending, as long as Joshua and I can line things up, we may be giving away a pair of tickets to the San Jose Sharks game, which is on April the 14th, if I'm not mistaken. And yes, Justin, have fun at the game tomorrow. You won those tickets on a member stream. Daniel, I will send you your tickets in the next couple days for Saturday. And to everyone else, don't forget to rate this bad joke out of 10 on your way out. So until tomorrow night, thank you everyone for being here. You guys are the best. I'm the best. We're all the best. And my bowling team is the best. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. By the way, I was walking through a jungle recently and I saw a lizard standing on his hind legs. Yeah, just like that. A lizard standing on his hind legs telling a joke, like telling jokes. And I turned to the local tribesman and I said, wow, that lizard is really funny. And then the tribesman replied, that's not a lizard. He's a stand-up chameleon. Stand-up chameleon. God bless. That's a long joke. And go Canucks go. Booyah.